know how that's going to affect those working on campus.
And one group in Quincy is helping local teens reach their fullest potential, see the impact they're making.
And watch how the men's and women's basketball teams did in their games back in Pepsi Arena after a 5-game road stretch. We have the details on that and more. Hello and welcome to QUTV News This Week. I'm Abigail Moore.
And I'm Quincy Feeney.
Quincy University just completed its first ever comprehensive campaign, raising over $25 million. The 4-year campaign called Forever Forward raised money for capital projects and endowment. These funds will help modernize the university's learning environments.
These funds will also benefit retention and recruitment efforts. Although this is their first campaign, it won't be their last. QU is focused on future investment opportunities that will help improve other areas of the university. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker signed the law to increase the minimum wage. The increase from $8.25 an hour to $15 an hour will happen over 6 years. I looked into how this change could affect people right here on campus.
Chartwell's hires over 25 full-time employees from the Quincy community. They also take on roughly 25 part-time student workers. Senior Director of Dining Services is not too concerned about the pay increase for his employees.
We think it'll have minimal effect on us. You know, that the average hourly wage is going to go up, or the minimum average wage, but most of our employees make well above that. And so there will be some impact eventually.
Blakeman says they will adjust to the law, but he thinks lawmakers could eventually revise the law itself.
State of Illinois, all the things change. So, you know, this is what it is today, but it very well might see some other changes in the future.
Blakeman does not consider Chartwell's in the fast food industry, an industry he believes was changing before the increase.
Blakeman says we are already seeing a change in the fast food industry as kiosks are now taking the jobs of cashiers.
One change Blakeman has seen at QU is the amount of student workers.
We see less and less student workers. We have less and less students that maybe are on work study or even looking for a job because they're so active with their classwork and their athletics.
While workers at Chartwell's aren't concerned for their jobs, they do raise other concerns.
I think it's going to hurt a lot of businesses. Prices are going to go up, the grocery stores, fast food, restaurants, gas.
But she also finds the positives in the law.
It is kind of good in a way, but do it slowly though, because there's a lot of people out there that, you know, that could live paycheck to paycheck.
Hummert has worked at QU for over 13 years.
I think you didn't have you.
And will keep coming back for one thing.
The students. I'm here for the students.
The increase will begin on January 1st, 2020 to $9.25, and then the last increase will occur on January 1st of 2025.
Quincy University will host a Discovery Day on Saturday, March 23rd. This day will include a campus tour, meeting professors and coaches, and a Q&A panel with current students. Lunch will be served in the main dining room. For more information on the event, contact Tammy Dusterhouse or visit quincy.edu/discovery. And a program that helps at-risk youth is growing. Teen Reach started with 20 students and now has up to 50 attending the program at any given day. QUTV reporter Shane Holsey tells us the impact Teen Reach has made.
Quincy Teen Reach, located at the Frederick Ball Community Center at 9th and Elm, is a program dedicated to helping at-risk youth reach their full potential.
So what does a typical day at Quincy Teen Reach look like? I came to their after-school program to see for myself.
The program runs from approximately 2:30 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. The day starts with a homework power hour from about 3 to 4:15. During this time, students can work independently or seek help from tutors to complete schoolwork. After homework power hour, they begin setting up for dinner, which is served at about 4:30. After dinner, students take part in a variety of activities such as talking about real-world problems. Teen Reach Program Coordinator Chris Turner says every activity has the same goals.
Everything that we do, all activities are geared to teach life skills. They're geared to help us mentor the kids, and they're geared to get them what they need to know to survive out here.
The program has grown significantly since Dennis Williams took over as program director just over a decade ago.
13 years ago, our average with Teen Reach was 20 kids. We are averaging around about 40 to 50 kids a day.
What does Williams love most about his job?
Compassion, hope, dream, When you can see that in a child change, and you can see that blossom inside of them, and it gives them hope for the trauma situations that they go through, it just makes your day.
Shane Holsey, QUTV News, Quincy.
Hello, everybody.
Teen Reach is always looking for volunteers. If you wish to volunteer, call the number below or visit quincyteenreach.com.
QU's Gray Gallery will host an art exhibition showing off works by Howard Kuo of Hannibal. Kuo is a retired physical therapist and a self-taught artist. The exhibition will be open from March 4th through the 29th. The event is free and open to the public. Farmers use this chemical routinely to keep pests away from their crops, and you might be drinking it.
And QU School of Education is giving its students a big opportunity this summer. See what it is next.
Soccer is a physically demanding sport that often results in a tie. Student life comes with its own demands, and often it feels like the losses outnumber the wins. Sometimes you just need someone to listen. It's comforting to know our Quincy team extends beyond the field.
You have to make it your cue for you to do what you love.
QU teacher candidates will be gaining professional experience this summer. QU's School of Education will host a summer institute called Full Steam Ahead. This summer opportunity will be open to 4th through 6th graders. The camp will run June 10th through June 14th. Contact Glenda McCarty for more information.
Papa John's continues to struggle. Tuesday, the pizza chain reported declining sales for the 5th straight quarter. The company said North American same-store sales fell more than 8% in the last 3 months of 2018. The fourth quarter was an improvement over the previous quarter when North American same-store sales dipped nearly 10%. The pizza company hit a rough patch in November 2017, and North American sales slumped. It started after the CEO, John Schneider, was accused of using a racial slur during a company conference call. He was forced to resign after blaming weak sales on an NFL player protest. The company is hoping to turn things around with a $200 million investment from a hedge fund, plus a leadership shakeup announced earlier this month.
All right, listen up before you drink up. There's new information about pesticides in beer and wine. In a study of 5 wines and 15 beers, there were traces of a weed killer found in all but one of them. It's called glyphosate, which is used in Roundup. The study was done by a public interest advocacy group called U.S. Purge on brands like Coors Light, Miller's Light, Budweiser, Corona, and much more. Levels found in these drinks are below what the EPA considers a risk. Research shows that even if an adult had more than 150 glasses of wine a day, it wouldn't be enough to be considered a significant risk.
After decades of alleged sexual abuse, singer R. Kelly has now been charged with the sexual assault of 4 women. Camila Bernal has the latest.
Wearing an orange jumpsuit and escorted by deputies, singer R. Kelly walked into a Chicago courtroom Monday.
He's doing as well as can be expected under the circumstances.
Kelly pleaded not guilty on all 10 counts of aggravated sexual abuse against him.
Our position at this point is Mr. Kelly's done absolutely nothing wrong. No one has showed us any evidence that he has done anything wrong.
But prosecutors say the alleged crimes, taking place over 12 years, involved 4 victims. 3 of them would have been underage at the time.
Aggravated criminal sexual abuse is a Class 2 felony with a sentencing range of 3 to 7 years for a count.
Prosecutors are promising evidence, and attorneys for some of the accusers say there are videos of the alleged abuse.
The videotape depicts Mr. Kelly engaged in illegal sexual assault of a 14-year-old girl.
I also represent victims who have not gone public, and they are very concerned that they were recorded being sexually abused.
Kelly's attorney said he doesn't believe the accusers.
As far as I know, they're all lying. I'm a criminal defense lawyer, okay? I've got a client who says he's innocent, pled not guilty. That's our position.
I'm Camila Bernal reporting.
R. Kelly spent the weekend in jail. His attorney says Kelly did not have the means to pay the $100,000 requirement of his $1 million bond. Court documents show that Kelly has had a number of financial problems, including unpaid rent and unpaid child support.
Coming up, tips on how you can pay off your pesky car loan on time.
And we'll take a look at how much longer you're going to need that winter coat. The upcoming forecast next.
To make it your cue for you to do what you love.
Finding your passion is easy at Quincy University. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's degree or looking to go even further, at QU, your professional and academic future is bright. 40 undergrad programs include moments that become experiences, connections that become careers, and relationships that become lifelong support. We want you here. That's why we work hard to ensure that a Quincy University education is affordable. Let us help you put together a plan. Visit discover.quincy.edu to get started.
I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I lost my mother and brother at the age of 13, which is so hard for a 13-year-old. I never let their death be like a burden to me, but more so of a motivation, because anything that I do from now is for them. I brought my GPA back up to where it should be. Myself and other African Americans or blacks, we all feel that, oh, the criminal justice system is like rigged against us. And that's also kind of like what motivates me to go into forensic psychology. So I'm a fan of Law and Order, SVU, and with that, that's what kind of like persuaded me or guided me to go into that field.
Despite the booming economy and positive job numbers, analysts are seeing a troubling trend. More people are falling behind on their auto loan payments. Mary Maloney has more in today's Consumer Watch.
Some 7 million Americans are 90 or more days behind on their car loans. That's according to new data released by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. The bank says this is the highest number of people in delinquency since it started taking this data 19 years ago. So, with a strong economy and labor market, why are the delinquencies rising? Economists say the data shows not everyone is benefiting from the current financial situation, and say auto loans offer a more accurate measure of financial burden. When it comes to credit card debt, people can dial back on their payments. That's not the case when it comes to car loans. Payments are fixed, and there's no wiggle room in case you're low on cash one month. Experts say to avoid falling behind, be smart during the buying process. One tip: make a good down payment to get a lower monthly payment. And this is an obvious one. New cars depreciate quickly, so consider buying a used one instead. For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
The data shows younger Americans are struggling with car loans the most. You can get ahead of your loans by using those tips. Well, we're still wondering when that spring is going to arrive, and joining us from the Weather Center is Jessica Abrego.
Jessica, what is the weather going to be like next week? Can we start wearing those light jackets anytime soon?
You know, I wish I could tell you that you could start wearing those light jackets and put the winter jackets away, but we're not quite there yet. Let's head on over to the Weather Center and I can get you a more in-depth look of what to expect for this week. This week we're going to be seeing a lot more sunshine than usual, but we are going to have a couple cloudy days. We are going to potentially maybe have one snow day possibly, but those chances are very low, so hopefully we will not have that. As we look at average temperatures for today, you will see that we're still sitting pretty cool on the average side, but we're not quite all the way up to where they have been in the past, all the way up to 74. I would love it if we were there, but we're not quite there yet. As we look at today, we are at 32 and it is cloudy with a little bit of a wind. As we get into tonight, we will be at 17. So we're going to be going back down into those teen temperatures. As we get into Thursday, we're going to be at 31 and the sun will be out and it will be a mostly clear day. As we look at this weekend, you're going to see that the clouds are going to be out and you're going to be back down into those cooler temperatures in the evening. Saturday will actually be more of a cooler day. As we look at the temperature graph for today, you'll see that we're sitting pretty consistent at 27 there in the 20s. And then as we get it to about 9 tonight and then to midnight, it's going to be all the way back down into the teens. As we look at this, you'll see that there are some cloudy days and that it is going to be pretty well sitting in the 30s, but we're going to be back down into the single digits on Friday and Saturday night. But as we look at the rest of the forecast, you'll see that there is going to be potential for nice sunny and clear days. And then as we look at the viewer photo that was sent in, that's a nice little hopeful picture of what we can expect for the spring. And I'm looking forward to those temperatures and having those nice days because as much as we're wanting it to warm up, I'm sure all of our cows and farm animals are wanting it to warm up as well.
Right.
So.
They're like, come on, groundhog. We're not seeing spring yet. Thank you for that update.
You're welcome.
We'll find out just how good QU pitching staff was last weekend and what that did for the team's record.
And see just how close the men's volleyball team was to a victory last night.
An oncologist is a cancer doctor. An MRI is a magnetic resonance imaging. Neuroblastoma is a cancer that mostly affects kids.
Do the kids in your grade know these words?
Probably not.
Why do you?
I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, but I don't have cancer anymore, and so...
Wait a minute, are you cancer-free?
Yeah.
Serving the nation's poor and vulnerable regardless of faith, and advocating on their behalf, we are Catholic Charities.
Well, the baseball team is off to a hot start.
And the men's tennis team picked up their first 2 victories?
Yes, it was an interesting week in QU sports. QU baseball had an impressive weekend. The Hawks swept the weekend series and have now won 4 straight games. First, QU played Friday morning and took down West Liberty 7-0 behind 8 shutout innings from lefty Aaron Stone. Chandler Purcell, Michael Nielsen, and Cody Birdsong all had 2 hits to lead QU. The Hawks played later Friday afternoon against Malone and won 6-0 behind 6 shutout innings from Riley Martin. Cole Evans was 1 for 3 with 2 runs batted in, and Nolan Snyder was 2 for 3 with an RBI. On Saturday to cap the series, Nick Stroud pitched 6 shutout innings to continue the dominance on the mound. They won 4-0. Sam Stevens came in after Stroud with 2 perfect innings of relief. Overall, on the weekend, QU outscored their opponents 17-0. It was the first time the Hawks got 3 consecutive shutouts since March 9th and 10th against University of Wisconsin Parkside last season. The Hawks opened GLVC play this weekend at McKendree University. The impressive weekend allowed QU to move up to 4th in the country in the latest Perfect Game national poll. This is the best ranking the program has achieved since 1999, when the Hawks were ranked 3rd in the country. Men's tennis picked up their first wins of the season against Wartburg. They were dominant, winning 9-0 in the second game of the day. Last weekend, Quincy added another win to their campaign, winning 6-2. QU is now 2-4. The men's and women's tennis teams' upcoming games this weekend between McKendree and Lewis and Clark Community College have been canceled due to weather. They were scheduled to play on March 3rd this Sunday in Belleville, Illinois. The women will play next at home this Friday versus Western Illinois, and the men will play their match at the PTRS Tennis Fest in Hilton Head, South Carolina on Monday, March 11th. The Quincy University men's basketball team fell 92-76 to the Truman State Bulldogs on Saturday to win the season sweep over QU. Jacoby Womack tied the game at 13-13 with a 3-pointer with about 12 minutes to play in the first half. Then the Bulldogs went on a 10-0 run and closed the half on a 9-0 run, and QU trailed by 19 at halftime. The highlight for QU, well, it was Demetrius Houston. You see a 3 from the far side right here. He had 16 points. Aziz Fadika had 11 points and 7 rebounds in the QU loss. QU is now 9-17 and 3-13 in GLVC play. QU takes on Lewis and Indy this week to close out their season. Women's basketball had their return to Pepsi Arena after coming out 5 straight road games. It was a slow start for QU. They committed turnovers on the first 3 possessions of the game. Alexa Lowe stepping out here on the baseline, and Michaela Gromwell trying to find Lowe but throws it out of bounds. And this allowed Truman State to take an early 8-0 lead after the 3-pointer right here. And QU was led by Michaela Gronwald, who had 16 points, a nice 3 right here. And you see another catch and shoot as Moreno passes it to Gronwald at the elbow and makes another, as she had the best night for QU. However, QU had 20 turnovers in the game, 13 of which came in the second half, and fell 79-56. The Hawks are now 5-20 and 3-13 in GLVC play. QU plays next against 15th ranked Lewis at home on Thursday and conclude their schedule on Saturday. The softball team was in action last Friday and fell 2-0 and 7-1 to Cedarville in Jacksonville, Illinois. QU is now 0-4 after dropping the pair of non-conference matches this past weekend and will play 2 games tomorrow and 2 games Friday in Peoria, Illinois. Men's volleyball was 1 point away from victory last night, but lost to Lindenwood 3-2 in the MIVA match. In Pepsi Arena, the Hawks, who are now 4-12 and 0-6 in MIVA play, led 24-21 in the fourth set, but made 4 errors as a part of a 5-0 run to let the Lions take the fourth set 26-24. Omari Wheeler, who led QU with 15 kills, committed a service error and 2 attack errors during that stretch. In the beginning of the game, QU led 21-20 in the first set and scored 4 of the final 5 points to take that set. Adam Roken, who had 47 assists, had a kill late in the second set to pull the Hawks within 24-23, but the Lions took the set on a kill by Lindenwood's Nick Stevenson. The score was tied 11-11 in the next set. QU had 2 4-point runs to take that set, and in the fifth set, Lindenwood led 10-6 and QU could never get within striking distance. Nam Hanoun had 22 digs and Stevie Bresser added 14 kills for QU. And that's a wrap for sports.
Thanks, Will. They're an Easter candy classic hitting the shelves and 4 new flavors. You have got to see what this is. Details next.
Carl Hirsch. I'm a senior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I'm studying criminal justice here at Quincy University. I was pitching down in Florida, and all of a sudden a coach came up to me. 2 days later, I flew up here for the visit, and by the end of that week, I had my school picked out. I started playing baseball when I was about 3 or 4 years old, kind of the same age everybody usually does. And as we got older, from the age of about 7 or 8, I played with the same exact team for the most part until we were about 15 or 16, and we all went our separate ways to high school. Come May, I'm going to be looking to apply with the Fort Lauderdale Police Department. I've gotten a good taste of it here through the internship I have through the university with Quincy Police Department, and it definitely wouldn't be possible and wouldn't be in this good of a situation without Quincy University.
College shouldn't be as hard as understanding fine art. Use the resources here at Quincy University. We're here to help.
Spring is on its way, and that means Easter isn't too far behind. You'll see Easter candy and decorations already lining the shelves, and one longtime Easter tradition is now expanding. You will soon be able to stuff those baskets with new flavors of Peeps. Among the new kinds of Peeps available this year include pancakes and syrup, cotton candy, root beer float, and blue raspberry. The new flavors are rolling out in grocery stores nationwide. Not a fan of those. Not a fan of any of that.
I can agree with you on that one.
I will be trying all of those. I am one of the few people that enjoys Easter Peeps. I don't know why. I'll let you know how it goes, but I will be trying.
You let us know.
To be honest, I would just rather eat.
Well, there you go. Instead of Easter candy, why don't you do carrots? Well, thank you for joining us on QUTV News This Week. For Will and Jessica, I'm Quincy Feeney.
And I'm Abigail Moore. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and YouTube for all of your latest updates. We'll see you next Wednesday.